You've been told the key is to communicate more. It's the mantra of modern relationships. So you try. You sit her down, you ask what's wrong, and you brace yourself for one of those conversations. The ones that feel like you're walking through a minefield in the dark. You see her eyes start to glaze over as you explain your logic. You feel the air grow thick with a quiet resentment you can't quite name. You talk, you reason, you try to fix it with words, but the more you say, the deeper the chasm between you becomes. You feel like you're constantly failing a test with no right answers. Here is the cold, hard truth that no one has the courage to tell you. You have been sold a lie. She doesn't want more of that kind of communication. In fact, your attempts to talk it out may be the very thing killing her respect for you. What her soul actually craves, what she is unconsciously testing you for, is not your ability to talk, but your ability to hold your frame. This channel is a journey into mastering that inner world. So subscribe now and join a brotherhood of men committed to reclaiming their own sovereign minds. By the end of this video, you won't just learn a communication trick. You will understand the one masculine quality that commands respect far more than any conversation ever could. You will learn how to build the frame that makes her feel safe and makes you finally feel in control of your own reality. You know this cycle. It's a verbal labyrinth designed to exhaust you, a place where your logic, the very tool you use to navigate the world, is rendered useless. You enter the conversation with a clear, noble intention to solve the problem. You come armed with facts, with timelines, with a step-by-step plan. You say, let's just look at what happened logically, and what she hears is, your feelings are illogical and don't matter. You say, I'm just trying to help, and she responds with a tearful, you never just listen. You are playing chess. But she is painting a masterpiece of raw emotion, and she's deeply frustrated that you keep trying to count the squares on the canvas instead of feeling the colors. This is the moment the slow poison enters your system. You begin to doubt your own mind. You see your natural way of thinking not as a strength, but as a liability. So you make a fatal decision. You change roles. You cease to be her partner and you become the relationship's full-time emotional manager. Your life is no longer about your own purpose. It's about managing her internal state. This new job has a demanding, unspoken description. Your duties include chief mood forecaster, constantly scanning for the slightest shift in her energy. Head of communications, replaying conversations in your mind, looking for where you went wrong. And lead apologist, ready to say, I'm sorry, not because you are wrong, but because it's the fastest way to stop the emotional bleeding. This isn't just a feeling, it's a physiological state of emergency that becomes your new normal. Your body is marinating in cortisol and adrenaline. That knot in your stomach when you hear her keys in the door, wondering which version of her is coming home, that's your nervous system screaming that it has forgotten what it feels like to be safe and grounded in your own home. You trade your spontaneity for a fragile peace. You trade your authentic voice for a carefully curated script designed to prevent conflict. You are walking on eggshells. But the truth is much worse. You have lined the inside of your own skull with eggshells. From a deep Jungian perspective, you have abandoned your post. A man, in his centered masculine essence, is the steadfast rock, the immovable coastline against which the beautiful, chaotic, powerful ocean of the feminine can crash. She needs to test you. She needs to throw her waves of emotion against you, her joy, her anger, her sadness, to know that you will not break, that you will not dissolve, that you will still be there when the storm passes. This is what makes her feel psychologically safe. It's your stillness that gives her the freedom to be in motion. But when you become reactive to her every wave, when her mood dictates your mood, you are no longer the rock. You have dissolved into the water with her. You have become just another frantic wave of anxiety in her ocean. And she is left feeling alone and unprotected. She resents you not out of malice, but out of a deep, instinctual Disappointment. You have forced her to search for a rock in a world where you were supposed to be her mountain. So what is the antidote to this cycle? What is the force that stops the chaos? It is frame. And this is the most important thing you will hear today. Frame has almost nothing to do with what you say. It is not a clever debate tactic. It is not a list of rules you read to her. It is not stubbornness. Think of the most priceless masterpiece painting in the world. What gives it its value and protects it from the world? Its frame. The frame provides the structure. It defines the boundaries. It holds the art together and declares to everyone who sees it, this is a reality of its own. It is complete. It is important. Without its frame, that same masterpiece is just a fragile, vulnerable piece of canvas on a dusty floor, easily stepped on, easily damaged, easily ignored. In your relationship, you are the frame. Your reality, your principles, your mission in life, that is the I container. Inside that container, the beautiful, emotional, chaotic art of the relationship can exist and flourish. But the container must be solid. It must be unyielding. From a Jungian perspective, your frame is the living embodiment of the mature, integrated king archetype within you. The king is the center of his own kingdom. His reality is the law of the land, not because he is a tyrant, but because his vision gives the kingdom its direction and its purpose. A weak king, an unframed king, is constantly taking polls of his subjects, asking them for permission, begging them for directions. A true king listens to his advisors, he loves his queen, but he does not, under any circumstances, abdicate his throne. And here is the turning point. This is the profound psychological reversal that you must understand. When you drop your frame, when you cancel your plans to manage her mood, when you apologize just to end a fight, when you make her happiness your sole purpose, you think you are being a good accommodating partner. But what you are actually doing is taking off your crown, placing it in her hands, and forcing her to wear it. You are forcing her into a masculine role of leadership and direction that she instinctively does not want. You are asking the queen to run the kingdom, and she will secretly, deeply resent you for it. Not because she is cruel, but because you have placed a burden on her that goes against her feminine essence. The feminine spirit thrives in flow, in emotion, in creativity. It needs a solid masculine container to feel safe enough to do so. By abandoning your role as the container, you force her to become the container herself, and it is exhausting for her. It makes her feel unsafe, unled, and alone. That constant frustration you see in her, that unexplained anger, it is the cry of a queen who is being forced to do the king's job because the king has forgotten who he is. Your weakness doesn't just make you weak, it forces her to be strong in a way that feels like a violation of her own nature. So, if holding your frame is so critical, why do so many men instinctively surrender it? Why is it so easy to dissolve into her reality? The answer lies in one of the most powerful and misunderstood concepts in Jungian psychology, the anima. Inside every man's psyche, there is a representation of the feminine, the anima. She is the source of your intuition, your creativity, your capacity for relationship, and your connection to the soul. A man who has integrated his anima is whole, emotionally intelligent, and deeply powerful. But a man who has not, a man who is unconscious of this inner force, falls into a dangerous trap. He projects his anima onto the women in his life. This is what has happened to you. Because you haven't cultivated a relationship with your own inner feminine, you desperately seek her in the outer world. The woman in front of you ceases to be just a person. She becomes a goddess. She becomes the sole carrier of all the qualities you have failed to develop in yourself: validation, emotional comfort, a sense of being alive. You don't just love her, you need her to feel complete. You have handed her the key to your soul without even realizing it. This is the Anima Trap. When you are possessed by this projection, your life revolves around one terrifying question. Does she approve? You become a performer, constantly dancing for her validation because her smile feels like a blessing from your own soul, and her disapproval feels like an existential death. This is why you over-explain yourself. You are trying to convince your own projected soul not to abandon you. This is why you break your own rules and cancel your plans, because keeping your anima goddess happy feels more important than your own mission. You think you are sacrificing for love, but you are actually engaged in a form of unconscious idolatry. You have placed your own inner power onto an external altar, and you are bleeding yourself dry, with daily sacrifices to keep it there. You have made her your emotional and spiritual center of gravity, and because she can feel this immense, suffocating weight, the weight of carrying a man's entire soul, her attraction inevitably turns to repulsion. She doesn't want to be your goddess. She wants to be the queen to a king who is already whole. The first step to reclaiming your frame is to withdraw this projection. It's to take your power back from her, not with anger, but with a quiet, firm realization. The validation I seek from her is actually the validation I must learn to give myself. So how do you stop handing her the crown? How do you reclaim your throne and withdraw that anima projection? You don't build frame with more words. You forge it. You build it with deliberate action and a profound shift in your very being. It is not an overnight fix. It is a reconstruction of your inner architecture, and that architecture rests upon three unshakable pillars. Pillar 1, the frame of reality, your time, your rules. This is the most fundamental pillar. It is the declaration that your life, your time, and your energy are valuable, independent of her. A man without frame has a reality that is completely porous. It's a satellite orbiting her world. Her desires, her schedule, her whims instantly become his law. Let's use a concrete example. You have dedicated Friday night to working on your business project or hitting the gym. It's a non-negotiable part of your mission. She calls, upset, and says she wants to go out right now. The man without frame immediately collapses. He sees his plans not as important, but as obstacles to her happiness. He says, "Okay, no problem, I'll skip the gym. What do you want to do?" He has just silently communicated that her momentary feeling is more important than his long-term purpose. The man who holds his frame operates differently. He hears her, he validates her, but his reality does not break. He says, calmly and without anger, "I understand you're disappointed and I really want to see you, but Friday night is my time for this project. That's not changing. Let's plan something amazing for Saturday night. I'll take you somewhere special." Do you see the profound difference? He doesn't get angry. He doesn't debate. He simply holds his ground. He is the oak tree. Her emotional wind can blow, but he does not bend. He is showing her, not telling her, that he is a man with his own solid world. This builds respect on a level that no conversation ever could. Pillar 2, the frame of emotion, the lighthouse in her storm. The second pillar is your non-reactivity. It is your ability to remain the calm center when she is in an emotional storm. Her feminine energy is meant to be fluid, chaotic, and powerful, like the ocean. Your masculine energy is meant to be the stable, unmoving lighthouse on the shore. When she is upset, anxious, or angry, the man without frame makes a critical mistake. He joins her in the storm. He gets frantic. What's wrong? What did I do? How can I fix it? He starts throwing logical solutions at an emotional problem, which is like throwing rocks at a wave. He absorbs her anxiety and amplifies it, becoming just another source of chaos. The man who holds his frame becomes the lighthouse. He doesn't try to stop the ocean. He simply provides a calm, unwavering light. He listens. He might say nothing at all, or something simple and powerful like, "I can see you're having a hard time. I'm here." He is not there to solve her problem. He is there to be the strong, silent presence that proves to her that her emotions are not too big for him to handle. He is the container. His calm presence silently tells her, "You can feel everything you need to feel. You will not break me. You are safe." This is one of the most profound gifts a man can give a woman, and it is forged in silence, not in frantic words. Pillar 3. The frame of mission, the purpose of the king. This is the ultimate frame, the one that holds all the others together. A man with a genuine purpose, a mission that is bigger than his relationship, has the ultimate container for his life. The man without frame makes the relationship his sole purpose. His identity becomes her boyfriend. His hobbies fade, his friendships wither, his personal goals are abandoned, all sacrificed on the altar of making her happy. This creates a terrifying, suffocating pressure on her. She is now responsible for his entire emotional well-being. He becomes a psychic vampire, and his neediness is repulsive. The man who holds his mission frame is different. He is on a path. He is building a business, mastering a skill, writing a book, pursuing a difficult physical goal. He loves his woman deeply. When he is with her, he is fully present. But she knows that he is a king with a kingdom to run, and she is his cherished queen, not the entire kingdom itself. This is magnetically attractive. It signals that he is a man of substance, a complete individual who is inviting her on his great adventure, not a lost boy who needs her to be his adventure. A man's purpose gives his life a direction, and a man with direction is the only man a woman can truly follow and respect. For years, you've been trying to navigate her world, begging her for the map. You've been asking for the right words, the right actions, the right way to be. You thought the problem was a lack of communication. Now you know the truth. The problem was a king who gave away his crown. It was a man who projected his own soul onto a woman, and then wondered why she buckled under the weight. It was the lack of a solid, sovereign frame. Frame is the silent language of respect. It is the declaration that you are the center of your own universe. It's the calm in your eyes when the world around you is chaos. It's the steadiness of your hand, the firmness of your voice. It is the invisible architecture of a man who has taken his power back, not from her, but from his own unconscious projections. This is not about becoming a cold, unfeeling tyrant. It's about becoming a benevolent, grounded, centered king. The kind of king who rules his own life with such integrity that his presence alone creates order and safety. The kind of king a queen can trust, admire, and yes, desire, because she knows he will not crumble under the weight of her emotions or the pressures of the world. He is not a boy to be managed. He is a man to be joined. So stop asking for the map. Stop trying to read her mind. Stop walking on eggshells. The journey to her respect does not run through her world. It runs directly through the center of your own. Build your frame. Reclaim your anima. Reclaim your reality. Become the territory. If you are done begging for a map and are ready to become the territory, if you are ready to build a frame so strong that she feels a sense of profound calm just by being in your presence, then like this video. Subscribe to this channel and make the commitment to stop being a character in her story and start becoming the author of your own. And as your first act of sovereign decree, go to the comments below and write, "I hold my frame." It's not just a comment, it's a declaration. It's the first step on the path back to your throne. Your reality is waiting for you to claim it.